Hi everyone, it's Tuesday, November 4th, and this is Jackie with Thoughts from the Hot Tub. A couple of days later than usual. I guess maybe schedules aren't my thing yet. We'll see how that goes. But I wanted to talk a little bit about schedules today as we move into November and then the holiday season approaches. The clocks changed for a lot of us this past weekend. And it reminded me that sometimes schedules need to be adjusted a little bit. I was talking to someone about a podcast episode recently, and they mentioned that schedules keep them on track, and without a schedule, they're kind of feeling lost. And I talked to someone else who said the freedom to make it up as you go along is what keeps them going. So it got me thinking about my schedule, my routine, and I don't know, I think I have a little more of a routine in my head than what is actually put into practice anymore. I used to have a fairly rigid schedule. My morning routine would be get up and walk the dog early, with my Hit Me First vest on because it was always dark, especially at this time of year. And then I do some exercises at home with dumbbells, maybe a little bit on the treadmill, but not if I've been walking for very long. And then I come and sit in the hot tub. But the dog hasn't been around for quite a while, and the walking kind of dwindled away. So I spend a lot of time doing I'm not really sure what in the morning. I don't necessarily have a good routine. I spend some time doing puzzles and games on my iPad in the morning. Some of the puzzles are word search, number things, crossword, Sudoku. I'm not real keen on Sudoku. But I use the Elevate app as well and do some math and word challenges there. Sometimes they frustrate me because they're timed, so if I'm not thinking really clearly that day, I have a little bit of trouble with them. But that's okay. I enjoy doing them. And after that, I do a couple of puzzles against friends, and then I play a couple of mindless games. I don't play Candy Crush, I know a lot of people do, but I play a couple of games that are similar, matching things, solving puzzles, or solving mysteries in the game. So I start my day pretty sedately, but then I get up and it's still usually only a little bit after 6, so I could go for a walk. Some mornings I do. Today would have been an absolutely gorgeous day to go for a walk. I don't know if you can see that beautiful blue sky out there. But I went for a walk yesterday morning. Actually, no, I went on a treadmill yesterday morning. And I did about 3 miles, which is good enough for first thing in the morning, I think. One of my former podcast guests would tell you that you need to get up and go walking every day. Walking is fitness. And I believe that. I think walking is a really great way to start your day, gets things moving, gets the blood flowing, and it's not hard on your joints. But sometimes I get to the farthest point of my walk and I realize there's something I really want to be doing at home, and now I've got to get all the way back again. So the treadmill is good for that because I'm never too far from whatever I might need. So I do my, the treadmill thing. I do some, body weight or dumbbell exercises, some stretches, that sort of thing. Trying to get myself back into a little bit of flexibility. I have had a few medical issues that have kind of taken their toll on me lately, but we're slowly sorting that out, which is, great for me. Strength's coming back. I'm happy about that. And then I start my day, and I start my day with a few different things. I just started doing a couple of programs through Mindvalley, and one of them is called Superbrain, and it teaches you how to use some mental tricks to remember things, and I'm really enjoying it. But one of the things that I got from it was the second day of the course, Jim Quick, who is teaching it, taught us about what he calls brain foods, the things that he thinks are good for your brain health. And I'm happy to report that I eat most of them every day, and made me feel a little bit better about the things that I'm doing. I do spend a lot of time sitting at my computer, which not necessarily good, especially in retirement. I need to get up and move around a little bit more through the day. Pickleball is helping with that. So we kind of got off track. My schedule, I do the morning exercise routine, and then I sit down in front of my computer. But I usually sit down and plan out my day. I try to keep track of the things that I'm doing and that I want to get done that day, so that I'm not just sort of floundering, because when I flounder, I end up scrolling on Facebook. A few people have commented over the last few weeks that I haven't been on Facebook as much, and I'm trying to reduce it a little bit, but I enjoy talking to people, and I enjoy seeing what my friends are doing, just like everyone else does, so I don't really think there's a problem with that. But I'm trying to keep that to my lunch break or my afternoon break from work, because now that I'm doing my podcast again, my day is pretty busy. I have podcast episodes to edit when I have interviews. I have solo episodes to think up and record and edit. I have the videos to do from the interviews. There's a lot that goes into that, and every day I get emails from companies that want to do it for me, and that would be great if I was making money at the podcast, but that's not why I'm doing the podcast, to make money. And I don't want to throw more money out the window when money isn't coming in from it, so I'll continue to edit on my own. But aside from that sort of podcast editing, I'm also, as a lot of you know, publishing books. And that takes up a lot of time as well, because although a lot of the process uses AI, it's still really important in my mind to make sure that the AI is doing the right job, because it's only as good as the information it gets from the internet. And as we know, if it's on the internet, it's always right. Not. So it's important to read it all, make sure it makes sense, put it into your own words, that sort of thing. And I think that's a really important part of life these days that people are starting to ignore. That they think that AI can do everything for them and they can get everything done faster. And it's true, you can get things done a whole lot faster if you use AI, but don't let it take away your personality. Don't let it take away your job. I think thinking is probably one of the most important things that we can do that set us apart, and thinking about your process is something that's valuable. Your process is your schedule, and your schedule is what governs your day, and governing your day is what makes you successful. And I think we can all be a little more successful in our day just by taking the time to decide to move forward and make a choice that moves us ahead. So anyway, I'm not sure where this all went, but this is Jackie signing off from Thoughts in the Hot Tub. Hope you have a great day.